Alright, all my Dirty Bay anglers and all my anglers in general. On this table you will find everything you need for my fish finder. I actually have my fish finder on there, but you're going to always need a good cork. You're going to always need a good leader line, and you're going to always need a good jig head. And if it's a non-rattling, I like my Dirty Bay jig heads. But if it's a rattling, I've been introduced to these Texas Rattler jig heads, and let me tell you, I really like them. And of course, always gulp. And I know y'all noticed my Danco section over here. That has nothing to do with my fish finder, but I've recently got these Danco products at the fishing show, so I'm going to do a little review on these at the end and tell you how I like them and how they're going along after I talk about my fish finder, guys. All right.
Got him! Oh, got that redfish, baby. Yes, sir. I saw that lyrebird looking over something, and all of a sudden the cork went bloop. Let's beat another personal best, baby. I think he's bigger than the last one. Oh, right there.
What's up, all my Dirty Bay anglers and all my anglers in general? Today I'm going to show you guys what I like to call my fish finder. If any of y'all have watched any of my videos, y'all have heard me talk about my fish finder a lot. But before I get to that, let's get that social media stuff out of the way. Like and subscribe while you're here, guys, and follow all my social media stuff. I'll have links somewhere or stuff for you to look at somewhere. And in one of these corners, I can never figure out when I'm filming where it is. So in one of these corners is my phone number. If y'all want to book a trip with me, guys, I do kayak trips, I do wade trips, I do boat trips. I will take you out in your boat. I have all kinds of packages that I don't even advertise, man. So call me and I can work out a plan for you and your family and your people, guys. So, all right, anyway, let's get to the good stuff. What's my fish finder? This right here. And I will get to that later. Let's just dive into the guts of it right now. So my lure I always use, I've tried other lures and they work, but we always go back to Old Faithful. And my motto and everything, guys, is if it's not broken, don't fix it. You know, we're not politicians. We don't try to fix everything till it's broken. Anyway, so I always go with gulps. White with a chartreuse tail, these gulp shrimp. I always pick these up because that's what most stores always have. I prefer the mantis shrimp. If you can find the white mantis shrimp, with the chartreuse tail. They have two tails that flip a little better. If I don't have those, I will get these right here, which is a swimming mullet, and they have the little curly one tail. And if you see, I've only got one of those left. I use those a lot. So that would be the bait. So we're going to start at the bottom and we're going to work our way. That is the lure we're going to use. Then I'm going to have a jig head. These are my Dirty Bay jig heads. I like these jig heads right here. He's actually put some different, better eyes on them that look better. But if you're not going to use a rattling jig head or anything like that, go with the Dirty Bay, or go with whatever you like, man. My rattling jig heads, I have moved over to O'Roy Rex over there, man, with what's this guy? Texas Rattler jig head. Those are pretty good jig heads. They got a I've met him at the fishing show. He's a really good guy, and that little rattle inside that jig head always helps out. It's a chore to try to push that lure onto that jig head, but when you get that thing on there, it ain't coming off, and it makes a good noise, and them hooks are sharp. So that's what I've been using. And you always want a leader line in your popping cork with a leader line. Depending on the depth of the water. If the water's 4 foot, I'm going about 2 foot. Most places I fish, I'm usually about 1.5 feet. But I go to Walmart, I buy Berkeley leader. This is a 20-pound Berkeley leader. I use 30-pound braid on my fishing line, and I use a 20-pound leader because that leader and that hook's going to break off before everything else. So that's what I'm using right there. I use that for my popping corks, and I use that for every other application I use when I need a leader line. And you're going to want a popping cork. Simple as that. This is a 4 Horsemen. I picked this up at Thompson's Bait Camp when I needed an extra one. So I have this one to spare. You can use any kind of popping cork. I prefer the ones with the beads in them like that. They have some with smaller beads. They have these with the harder rods through there, and they have some with the other ones. It doesn't really matter, man, whichever jig head, whichever popping cork you like. I mean, you don't have to stick to anything perfect. Guys, I am not sponsored by none of these people. I'm not sponsored by nobody anyway. Fish Sticks is the only people that really back us up, man, and that's the only people I ever really talk about that I really like. But all these other guys that I talk about, this is just stuff that I use. This is stuff that I know that I found that I've worked, and like these, like my Dirty Bay lures and like my Texas Rattler lures, I know those people, and I don't mind helping them and supporting them and talking about them. But that don't mean you got to go do that. You pick what works with you. You can make this out of anything you want to. So anyway, here it is. Look, this is how I store mine. You see that I got the jig head on there, my popping cork right there, and I just unroll it off of there. And that's it, guys. All I do is I attach it with a regular old clinch knot right there. You can use loop knots, whatever knot you want to use, man. I mean, it's no big deal. But that's what I use. And the secret, using my FishFinder. So this is what I do. I drift. You know how to drift fish. You drift in this way, you throw the cork that way. As you're working your way this way, you're reeling in the slack. Pop it 1 or 2 times, you're drifting and you're reeling in slack. Once you make that slack, pop it a couple times, reel in slack. That's how it works. You're gonna find fish every time, guys. If you're in an area and you don't see any signs, but you know there's fish and you know these areas hold fish, just start drifting through. Just start drifting through. If you're in a kayak or if you're in a boat, what I always did is I had my push pole or my anchor ready, and as soon as that cork would go underwater and I set that hook, I'd drop that anchor. I'd get that fish in, and then I would keep on throwing that thing out there. And if there's fish in the area, you're going to catch more. And that's another way I use to find areas that hold fish. You just drift through with that popping cork, boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, you done found an underwater reef you didn't know about, guys. So, man, that's it. I hope this really helps you guys out. I hope this puts another tool in your arsenal, man, because this is something that I do not, this is my American Express card. I do not leave home without this, man. Right on. All right, guys, Danco time. So, I went to the fishing show, and my boy Cody Dunn loves Danco. He can't stop talking about them, and I needed some new pliers, and wouldn't you know it, I bought a knife too. And so I wanted a pliers with a split ring opener, and they didn't have one at the fishing show, but they had this one right here. And let me tell you, these clippers, they cut the line pretty well, and I was already impressed by the solid. For some reason, I don't like the pliers they use like a hard thing for the whole plier, and some reason when they get to this, they use a soft metal, and when you hold everything, it ends up bending over time. And so far, I use these almost every day, and they're holding up well. Right now, I like them. Good stuff. I even like the people at Danco. I like this clip that they use too, because you just slide it right in there and it slides in and out. I've had no problem getting it in and out of there. I enjoy that. They didn't have the split ring opener pliers when it was there, but they did have these. Oh, and those pliers, they were only like 22 bucks, man, so they're well worth it. They got ones from 25 all the way up to $250. But anyway, they had these split ring openers right here. This was like $3, so I went ahead and bought this, and I've got a chain on it, and when I go out, I wear it around my neck. It cuts the line. It's got a line cutter, split ring opener, perfect. Now this Danco blade, I have used this thing. I have probably in the last month cleaned 200 fish with this thing. And
without commitment, you'll never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. It's not easy. Keep working. Keep striving. Never give up. Fall down 7 times. Get up 8.
this thing holds a edge like nothing else. I've been using a bubble blade for a while, and it's all right, but I have to sharpen it 9 or 10 times while I'm cleaning the fish. This thing right here, in them 200 fish, I'll probably sharpen it twice. So so far I like it, and I've only had these things for a month, but I use my stuff a lot. Like I said, in a month I've cleaned 200 fish with this thing, and I've probably pulled 400 or 500 fish out with them pliers and stuff. So, but I'm gonna give it some time. You know, in about a year, we'll really see how good these things are. But so far, a month in, and just meeting the people there at the fishing show, that guy was in tune, and he was paying attention to what people wanted and what people needed, and he's putting a good product out, guys. So, and once again, I'm not sponsored by these guys. I've just bought these because Cody Dunn, my buddy, uses them, and I went in to look at them. So take that what it's for, take that what it's worth, guys. All right, man, I hope to see all you guys on the water, man. I hope all this stuff helped you. While you're here, do that liking and subscribing stuff, and go check out all my social medias and follow me over there, guys. All that stuff helps, man. I sure appreciate it, and I hope to see all you guys on the water, and I'd like to see all you guys on my boat. Just give me a call and plan something, hook something up, guys. All right, guys, tight lines, and God bless.